I've made recently in the winter months a few tutorial videos on how to weather wagons. These are the Grampus 00 gauge wagons from Dapol. I had these ordered by a friend of mine, a brother-in-law actually, and I did some additional weathering. I've also added these Fox transfers with the lightning flash for your overhead wires. But if you look at the models from Dapol of these wagons that are weathered already, not very impressive. So I'm quite pleased what happens with these. Pretty good. So took a while to weather them. Just made them more dirty and more rusty. But that's delicate weathering. Done most of that. And I did a bit of weathering on top as well, make it a bit more blacker, things like that, put the transfers on. So basically I'm going to make a spoil train up at some stage. Attached to the Dapol wagons are these little 5-plank China clay wagons. I've weathered these as well, quite heavily in some cases. As you see, probably if you look through the videos, I gave a tutorial on these in the winter months. Really pleased how these have come out. So again, if you look at this one here, the standard backman weathering, not very impressive. Okay, not good. It just needed that hand touch really, and I'm really pleased the way it's come out, just using weathering powders. Again, have a look at the tutorial videos I've done during the winter months this year. Another item I've weathered recently is this Backman engineering coach. I wanted to make this look like it's been stuck in a siding for a few years. So you've got the ray marks on there. It's not been quite abandoned, but it's been left for a while. So like on the roof here, I've done some like corrosive bits where the paint's come away, etc. Again, I found some techniques you can use to weather the roofs of coaches to give that sort of neglected look. So I'm quite happy with the way that's come out. I've acquired some of these fuel tankers second hand, so some are already weathered. I've added a little bit more weathering here, so you've got the oil stains coming down where it's been spilt, and these are in a poor state, so they've not been cleaned for a while. Some are a bit neglected, but trains were like this in the 80s, 70s, so I'm quite happy with the result here. So many winter projects really, while it's been too cold in here, doing a bit of weathering. I've also been weathering these coal hoppers as illustrated on the weathering videos I've done in the winter. Really pleased the way these have come out, just the way I like them. Don't like them too clean. These were dirty, but I've varied them, so some are dirtier than others. So just take down the rake here, excuse the shadows while I move around. You've got various situations of weathering here, so like this one here, just a very light weathering. Further down, more intense. Like that one there, more intense weathering, absolutely filthy. Go further down the rake. This one here, not so bad. And so till the end. So I've got a good rake going there, but they have to be weathered to look realistic, in my opinion that is. Another item I've weathered here is this express parcels van in BR colours. This is from Hornby. Picked it up quite reasonably, this one. A few things that was missing at the time. On the back here is the overhead flash symbols which should have been on here and they weren't. So I've added that via Fox Transfers. But the weathering here I've just added into the nooks and crannies, places like that, to make it look dirty. Bit of spray earth colour on the underframe there. But a nice little bit of rolling stock there. One of my latest items has been weathering on is this breakdown coach, which is like an ex-parcels van. Not too heavy on these, but basically getting on into all the nooks and crannies, like the door hinges and things like that. And it makes such a difference to the appearance of this item of rolling stock. Really enjoyed doing this one. But just a little bit of weathering goes a long way. It just makes it more realistic. A little bit of spray, earth colour on the underframe there, but mainly around the nooks and crannies, the hinges, the door frames, etc. Very carefully pick these out. There's a bit more realism. Just acquired these 16-ton mineral wagons. They're a limited edition from Kerno. They come weathered, the BR bauxite brown, but with additional weathering, which I think the weathering is superb on these. They come in a pack of 3, and bought these at Alexander Palace from Kerno Model Railways, and I'm really impressed with the weathering on here. Superb. I may even get another pack. The detail's fantastic on here. I tried crushing some real coal up a few months ago to fill in these wagons. Then a few days later out come a product from Hatton's, which has already crushed coal. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Saves the time crushing coal about. And really recommend this product, really good. You can either fill your wagons up to the full limit or just put a piece of cardboard in there from halfway. But real coal, it glistens, looks really effective. So basically it's loads from Hatton's. This is the finer grain coal. There's different variants of this coal. Really think it's good. There's different ballasts you can buy as well. But fantastic for filling rolling stock up with. Where the cement works is, I've had to do a bit of repair on this hard standing area. Basically it's balsa wood, or very thin cut wood, and must have been a bit of damp in here and it raised, it bubbled a bit, but managed to get it back down again, repainted it, and seems to be working. Got a little problem with the movement of the trains on the tracks here. I think it's just due to dirt, things like that, so it'll be cleaned a bit more. But I ran one the other day, it seemed to work all the way through. So you do get a bit of problem being in the garage here with a bit of damp. It does affect the layout a little bit, but not too much damage. The next stage of the layout is this quarry scene I want to work on, which is at the rear of the cement works. I'm waiting for the Oxford die-cast JCB excavator to be released. It should have come out end of last year, it didn't. So I did some tank tracks in here as it's been moving around, etc. I've got the material to coat the base down here. It's pretty bare at the moment, so it shouldn't take too long to do. And then put some yard lighting in, etc. So it'll be an interesting little project to carry out there. So I started this last year. Quite pleased with it so far, but not yet finished at all. Across the road from the quarry works is this corner scene. So I did most of this last year. Just want to put some more trees in there, a bit bare. So this bit here, which is very untidy, sorry about all the junk on here. This is the next hill I want to work on. So again, started this last year, didn't finish it, but this is the next project for this year. So this is going to be grassed over, make it look interesting. Excuse all the mess on here, just need to pile everything up, you know what it's like. But looking forward to doing this. So basically that's a cutting with the main line at the bottom here. Another item I want to do this year, I used to have the wires running down from the pylons all the way down to the bottom down there to the other end of the layout. Took them down while I was doing some work on the back scene because I kept catching them, so I've got to rewire them. Takes quite a while to do that, and this time I was told that they were too tight, and if you look at the pylons with the cables running through, there's like a droop on them where the cables drop. So I'm going to get it right this time. Apparently I was told they were too tight by some friends who came round. They're right. So the next time I rewire these, they're going to look more realistic. Another stage I want to do this year is wire up the electric lights inside the buildings. Started doing that but didn't finish it at all. So some of these have got LEDs in, never wired them up yet. Like even in here, which look interesting inside the hopper filling point in there. That's how it works. In all the buildings there's lights, not wired up yet. And like down here, I'm going to add some street lights for the run up to the actual quarry. So I've got a few of those from Woodland Scenics, look quite interesting. So look forward to fitting those, and bought a new power pack, so see how it goes. Some of this shed down there as well. So these are the street lights I'm going to fit on the drive up to the cement works, which fits in really well with the time period. They're concrete lamp posts, look very 1970s. So I look forward to fitting those. Got these from Alexander Palace. So another project to do there. Fully working LED lights. I've just recently fitted these dummy point motors on the crossover to the cement works. These are from Pico, about £2.30 a pack. But all these little details add to the realism. So they're going to be weathered a bit more. They're fresh out of the pack at the moment, just glued those in. That's on that junction just here, which leads up to the cement works entrance and sidings. Been doing some little repair jobs on the entrance to the main sidings here and stabling point. I've used some white ballast instead. Looking at old pictures of the period of modelling, that's what they used to do. You used to fill them in by hand sometimes, a few shovels. So I've done that here. So there's little bits missing which I wasn't happy with. I just filled those in like that. Seems to work. I had a little bit of a problem here with the water scene, the river scene here. If you go underneath the bridge, it's got a little bit white. Now this was stretching out even further a few days ago. It seems to have dried up. I think what's happened is I had some moisture in here in the garage, in this section here for some reason, and I think underneath it soaked it up. The board underneath the water effect here is balsa wood, and that soaked it up, and it just needs drying out. Hopefully that will disappear. If not, I'll have to redo it again. But it was up here a few days ago and that's gone. You could say it looks like rapids, but it doesn't look right to me at all. So a little bit of damage, but maybe it'll sort of heal itself in a way. By the station here, Ballan Parkway main station, I've started redoing the car park area. The reason being, if you look here, the tarmac's gone a bit, you can't really see on this camera, a bit green. Basically, again, a bit of damp's gone in the print there, and it doesn't look right. So I'll start to redo the car park, again, it looks a bit better than it did. Not done this bit yet, so that's going to be done. So still more work to be done there, but laid that the other night, it does look better. But it's been down for a few years, so it's not done too bad. It's just faded with the sun and a little bit of damp I've got in here. This time I sprayed the surface area of the print with a bit of matte varnish. Hopefully it'll seal it, stop any damp getting in. We'll see. Time will tell. Also got a bit of damage here on the footbridge. Looks like some insects eating away at the cardboard there. Now I could actually peel that off a bit and make it look like it's going a bit rotten. It may work. I might have to replace the whole thing. I don't know. Give me your views on that. It could be a natural sort of weathering and decay. Pesky things. I don't know if it was a snail or something, not sure. The road on top of the bridge here started to decay. It's a rubber surface road, I think. And if you look, it's starting to crack. Now I'm going to leave that because if you look at the state of our roads now, and probably then, they're in a bad way. So I might just leave that as it is, just neglected. But it's naturally cracking and starting to perish. Why in this area, I don't know, but it's already started to do that. But I'm going to leave that as a natural effect. Okay, I've just acquired this Bedford CA Wallseye screen van by Oxford Diecast. This is brilliant. Brilliant detail on here. And I remember seeing these as a child. They were quite old vehicles then. They kept them going as ice cream vehicles quite a long time. But the detail here is fantastic. Just take you around. Probably see on the back here all the different lollies and ice cream symbols that you see stuck with little stickers on the back of the ice cream vehicles. It's even got that on here, which I think is brilliant. And on the side here again, you've got the same thing again with the ice cream lollies and 99s, things like that. I think the detail's gone into this little vehicle is fantastic. So a good addition to shoot a scene at some stage here, I think. I've got an idea for this. Okay, this is the outside section. It's gone through quite a harsh winter, even though we had no snow. I've done a few little minor repairs on here, but had it running the other day. Obviously had to clean the track, but it worked very well. I just picked this bridge up off eBay very cheaply. It had a crack in it, as you can see there. I've repaired that, so there's another bridge on the outside section. So basically I've reballasted little tiny bits that have come away with the rain, etc. Nothing major. Just one or two little reconnections using the soldering iron to solder the joints here between each rail. Obviously it's outside, so connectivity isn't brilliant, so you have to do this and it really works. So I've done that. There's about 3 or 4 places I've had to redo that, and put a new little dummy point motor in there. Okay, thank you for watching and see you in the next update. Thank you.